So, hello. Hi, everyone. My name's Stuart Tonner. I have quite a heavy Scottish accent, so I'll apologise before I asked them to subtitle it, but they didn't allow me to do it. So, I'm here to speak about the Monaco protocol. I'm Stuart. I'm from a company called BetDex Labs. We're a core contributor to the Monaco protocol. We do sports betting, and the Monaco protocol is designed to be the open source infrastructure, runs on a blockchain, open source infrastructure for prediction markets, which is exactly what the tagline says right there. So in this technical workshop, I'm going to walk you through some of the SDK, some of the different things that we've got, and what exactly that means, and what we can do, and what you can build with it. So what I'll do is I'll just move on. There's a little bit of an introduction. What the Monaco protocol is decentralized liquidity network that allows people to build exchanges on Solana. We provide the infrastructure. We've got deployed programs that allow third-party applications to build prediction markets and access a shared liquidity pool. This shared liquidity pool is spread across the entire. Anyone that uses the Monaco protocol has access to this liquidity pool, and this is one of the powerful things of the Monaco protocol. We have an on-chain matching algorithm, an order book that allows users to express an opinion. An opinion is something that they believe will happen. Will the price of Sol be above $40 by the end of Breakpoint? Maybe a bit contentious at the moment, but we can set these markets up and have an outcome like that people can put their money into and bet against that. Users submit an order to have it matched against the best possible price available in the market, and that's one of these things that is understated, in that if there is a more optimum way for a trade to get fulfilled, the system will automatically take that in order to make sure the user is getting the most value for their inputted trades. We have orders that are matched as part of this. So we match against the opposite side of the trades. We build this liquidity pool based on price, and we match against the liquidity that's on that available market. The protocol manages order matching, user market position, market liquidity pools is all handled within that within the protocol. So as a developer, as an engineer, as someone who's building on this, all you really have to do is work out the prices, submit your order, everything else is handled, and you're submitting into a system that has the global liquidity pool. So that's an introduction. That's what the Monaco protocol is. What I'd like to do is a couple of aims. Is that we have contributed so much. We have a lot in the SDK. It would be too much to deliver today. So we've broken the SDK is broken down to two key areas. One is a user SDK, which allows people to add, remove, cancel their own user trades into the system. And the other is the admin SDK, which if you're wanting to build a platform, a site, anything like that, you would use the admin SDK to build markets, set this up, set your outcomes, whatever you want to do, but that's more on the admin side. The aim of this workshop, we're going to focus more on the user SDK side. I will come back to the admin SDK in a couple of moments. We're going to focus on the user SDK and run through some of the things that we do there and some of the toolings that we've got. So, moving along. If you want to follow along, this is not going to be a get the laptop out technical. It's not going to be as in-depth as that, because it's we've got a lot to cover. All the resources are here. We've packaged the client up into an npm package, which you can get just by running the standard npm commands to install a package. The references down at the bottom, we have both the Monaco SDK and the Monaco client are available. Go and have a look at them. They're all on the Monaco protocol GitHub. Lots of examples, information, walkthroughs, everything is in there. So I would encourage everyone to have a look at that. So if we're at the point we've maybe got this installed, which I'm going to guess not many people are going to do just for the time, we'll move on and we'll do some actions on the chain and see what we've got. So first thing is first, before we place any order or any trades, what we have to do is find a market. We have to find where it's going to go, what we're going to do. This function here, and you'll see throughout this presentation that the Monaco protocol, we've tried not to be too imaginative with our names. So, function names. So, get market accounts by status. Probably everyone in this room could guess what that did. So, by passing in the get market accounts by status and passing in a parameter of open for the status, you'll get a list of all the open markets, and that's the open markets that are available on the protocol. Doesn't necessarily matter whether you've created them, someone else created them, doesn't matter. The idea being that you would be able to see a market for a football game, even though you've not created, and still add liquidity onto that. This button here, I think down here, oh yeah. So here's the public keys that get returned. We've got everything wrapped, which hopefully it says true up there. If there are any errors or anything, we have some error handling that comes back that allows you to know what's happened and different things like that. This is actually a very benign call. This is quite an easy one because it just returns sort of read-only data. But later as we move through, there's a couple calls that wouldn't do that. So what do we have here? So we've got the markets, and we've got the public key for each one of the markets. So any one of these up here, what we'll do is we'll now have a look at those markets and see what the state of those markets would be. What's very interesting for anyone that's wanting to place a trade on a market is that we can know the prices. Super important, because you've gone at the wrong price, you've not got it matched correctly, and it's all, for someone that's wanting to put an order on, they have to know the correct prices. Again, this is where the lack of imagination and function naming comes in. We've got the handy-dandy get market prices function. Really, again, it does what it says exactly. You pass in the program market primary key, and you fetch all the market prices. So this here is the call, and this is the response. So the response on the left, up here, is truncated. So I've taken some of it out, but this will give you information about the amount of liquidity that's available, the different price points, like how many orders are in the queue. It gives you a load of stuff. I've had to cut it just to fit it on the slide. Each response, each element in that market prices is a price point. And you can see here, if I'll go up on this one up here, so you can see here, this price point up here, you have a price point, which is the odds for the pool. You have a for outcome flag. The for outcome is whether you believe that this outcome will happen or not, so you've backed this outcome. In this particular case, we have not backed it, and the matching pool has a list of items and their addresses there. Each individual price pool has its own list of unmatched orders. You can see here, you can see here, you can see here. These orders sit and wait to be matched as part of a matching algorithm that I'll speak about in just a few moments. Once an order has been fully matched, and a fully matched order would be if someone put in $10, let's say $10, just puts in $10 and it gets matched for $10. There's basically enough liquidity on both sides to match. And a partially matched order would be one where there's $10, but there's only been 5 matched against it. So that can happen, and the reason that happens is for flexibility a bit later on. We'll explain that. But partially matched orders remain in the queue to be picked up and attempted to be matched again. So we've got this continual system of pulling things, trying to match them. But for us doing the technical workshop, the important thing is that we have now got the state of the market. We know the liquidity amounts, we know the activity in the market, we know basically where the money is and what we'd like to do. And the money on this response and the orders on this response usually is a good indication of what the market is like. So you can sort of rate these and work out how likely things are to happen. So we've got this. So we've got our market, we've got a response, we've got our prices. I've got a very, very quick, if anyone wants to try this out. Again, pretty sure it's not going to happen. So, but we have an example code on the GitHub for get market prices. When we've built the SDK, we've built this out so that there's lots and lots of examples for this. For every function has an example, every function has something you can do. This is a snippet of the code that was actually there that I've just copied and pasted in just to give you an indication of how we've built it. If you follow the instructions, set the SDK up, it really is just as simple as npm run get markets on your command line. Pass in the market ID, which your market public key, and you'll see the prices. See this response back here on the command line. So just an example, all of the functions that we have these examples. So if you're wanting to build something, go in, look at the examples, Plagiarize it as much as you like. It's all open source, and that's what we've got. So now we have our markets. We have the market matching pools. We know exactly what we're doing. What we want to do is we want to create an order in a market. So we want the user to come around and say, and in this particular case, we know the state, and this particular order here that I've set up is, I don't know if there's any fans of this football team, but I'm going to butcher the name. Bayer Leverkusen. No, I know that's not how you pronounce it at all, so apologies. It's my, again, Scottish accent. This is a little snippet of code that allows the user, or the person running the code, to create an order on market outcome index 0, which is here, which is the outcome that we want to support. It's a for outcome, which means that we believe this outcome will happen. So I'm backing this team to win, with a price of 2 and a stake of 1. So price being the odds and a stake being the amount of money we're going to put on the line. Simple as just calling it, and this is the response back. You can see this sort of response system here that shows you errors and whether it's successful and things. This is a bit less benign, this function, in that you will get errors back according to the state of the system. So the system itself will enforce that if a market is locked, or the event started, or it's suspended, or for example, it rains and we suspend the market, your market gets suspended because everyone's gone home, and the market's suspended, then you wouldn't be able to place an order on a market that's no longer available. Again, same kind of idea with the order key coming back and transaction ID, all of which can be looked at and verified through Explorers. And you can also see how matched the order is, partial match and all that from that. So, very, very quick note on outcome indexes, which for those that don't work with this code is probably won't make, outcome index isn't really a thing that I've seen many people use, or it's not a term people would use. Every market has their own outcome index, the outcome index being the index of the outcome. So in this particular case, you've got 3 teams. I won't try and pronounce them again. Something, a draw, and Club Brugge. And each of them has an index. There's 2 helper functions, and what we're trying to do with the SDK, every time we commit something, is build out these helper functions. So you've got, you'll get market outcomes by market, which gets you the outcomes. But we've also got things like get market outcome titles by market as a convenience, to pull this out. So this idea, so you can pull the titles out if you want to put it on a UI. You can get the outcome indexes if you want to build it into a system. So that's just a little note on that. So every outcome has an outcome index. So this is the heaviest slide I've got, so I'm going to apologize for there's no pictures on this. So what we've got here is just a little context around the trade matching. So once you create a trade, it goes into the system. We saw the big queue, we saw how it sits, and once the trade is placed by the user, the protocol will attempt to match it against the available liquidity on the opposite side. Example here is if I back outcome A, I believe outcome A will occur. Whatever local team is hopefully going to win. For a given stake and price, there must be enough liquidity on the lay side, and the lay being that the person believes that outcome will not occur, to ensure that no matter the winning outcome, there's enough funds to pay the winners. So whatever money I put forward, someone else has to put the other side. We get matched together. System ends up at 0 at the end. That's the idea. And I mentioned this a little earlier as well about bets being partially matched. So I've used the word bet. We sort of use bet in trades, sort of. So a bet can also get partially matched if there is only some liquidity available in the pool. So again, example, you pay in 10. Someone creates a bet for 5 or a trade for 5. That 5 will get matched, and the system will use up that liquidity. It's a shared pool of liquidity, so that allows the flexibility. So it's not A must match with B sort of principle. So quick recap: we've got our market, we've got our outcomes, we know what we're doing, we know our price, we're dead on to win. But it turns out that the outcome, they've knocked 3 goals in, and all of a sudden, oh, I need to cancel my order. We have a very unimaginatively titled method called cancel order, where you pass in the order public key, and it will cancel the order. It will take that money off the market. There are a few little notes with this, in that if you are partially matched, you've got the 10 in, 5 has been matched, you can only cancel off the unmatched portion of this. So the reason being is obviously the 5 that has been put into the liquidity pool is now part of the match for everybody else, so we can't undo that. So yeah, so that's if you want to take it off. All this is very useful if you're maybe trying to build either the front end or also build a sort of automatic system that does these things behind the scenes. So let me just move on to, so cancelled. So at this point, we've got the flow. We've got finding markets, created bets. We've done all the things we need to do from a user point of view. The user admin is far more featured than what I'm demonstrating here, so I encourage everyone to go and have a look. What I wanted to touch on was just slightly the admin SDK. And the admin SDK is where a lot of the power will be for builders. And the admin SDK allows you and anyone building to create markets, build sites, manage markets, change admin permissions, set your odds, set outcomes, different permissions. Basically anything you want to do to set up your site and what you want to do. So if you wanted to run a site that deals with the local darts tournament, if you want to run a site that donkey racing, whatever you want to do, you set it up and you can do that. BetDex as a company, I'll show you in a minute, is focused on sports betting, but you know, go off and build whatever you like for anything. One interesting point on this, which should have made it into the slides, but I actually forgot to put up, is that every created market doesn't use a set token. You set the token at the start, so you decide what token the market's going to run in, and that governs what someone pays in, whatever token it would be, and it governs what they're paid out. So there's no conversion on the protocol at this point. The reason being, it makes it a lot simpler. So if you've got a community that wants to create something, you can use your own token for that and build value in that. Some of the examples are like, if you maybe get Twitch tokens, if you get something else, use those tokens. Mint a token, just use it. There's a couple tools I was going to run through as well, where we've got the Monaco SDK, we've got calls covered, get market with status, event, wagering tokens, place orders, cancel orders, get market positions. The market positions for a wallet is very interesting because the protocol handles exposure and the user's market position to ensure that they are not overpaying, that they're not committing. The classic example is if you back a team to win and you also lay them to win, then they either win or they don't win. Like, one outcome is going to get paid out. You don't have to pay in twice. You only have to put your stake in once. And that covers that. It's a very simplistic example, but the protocol will handle all this and hold that data. And this is what this fetches: get all trades for orders, get wallet token balances. So that's the Monaco protocol. That's the SDKs. Sure, if anyone's got any questions, you can ask me. But what I was wanting to do was to show you a couple of examples. So I'm very proud of this one. This is the BetDex beta site, which is soon to be live site. My co-founders Varun and Nigel did a great talk yesterday all about sports betting and how BetDex has announced our launch. So very, very exciting. So you can see here, this is what you can build. We use this. BetDex uses the SDK, and you can kind of see what you can do with it, the power of it. Browse available markets. You can see the prices. You can place bets. You get trades. You've got an order book, different outcomes. Everything is up there. So we're hoping it's going to be a shining example of what you could do with the Monaco protocol. So yeah, I encourage everyone to go and have a look, play around with it, and have a look. It's absolutely fantastic. The visualizations is an interesting part in that we pull the data from the Monaco protocol to give us these kind of visualizations up here that allow us to draw graphs and allow us to do different things, which everything contributes to informing the user and allowing them to make sensible decisions and where they want to place their funds. Another one, we've very kindly got permission from the SAML community. They've been having a look at the SDK, and they're building out their own version of a site. They've got an on-chain SAML prediction market on the Monaco protocol, which is looking really cool. They're using SAML behind the scenes. Obviously, it's their community. And they're using the Monaco SDK to create markets. They've got UI there, create bets, do everything that they need to do they're building that out just for their community, obviously for using. So yeah, and like it says at the bottom, you can make your predictions with SAML. So very cool there. We've got one final example for everyone, which steps away from the UI side of things, and sort of gives you hopefully a bit of an idea as to how powerful things could be behind the scenes. And this is an example of a market seeder that we've made, which again is in the SDK in the Monaco protocol. We use the SDK and use it very quickly to create bets, to create liquidity onto a market. The reason why this might be very, very useful is if you've maybe got institutional folks that are wanting to put liquidity on very quickly, if you've got people that are wanting to move their price points, watch the total amount of money they've got committed, and move what they're doing. These tools, so this particular tool will seed a market. We'll be able just to put a lot of money onto a market, set the correct price points, and make it so that a user can come and use it, and they can bet against different markets. If you know someone who wants to build something that is a more a back-end tool, this is the kind of thing that you would want to be doing. Inspect the market, see where the gaps are, see where the edge is. Put your create bets, cancel bets, move the money about as you're wanting to do. So it's very cool, very fast, and again, it's another thing that's very proud of. So just going to move on. I've got one more slide, and it's the obligatory thank you so much slide. So yes, thank you for your time. Anyone's got any questions, I will talk at length about this. We've got the website for the Monaco protocol up there. We've got an email up there as well, and this is my Telegram here as well. So if anyone wants to get in contact, anyone wants to talk about it, I promise you I could talk about this all day. It's been a lot of work to get to this point. But yeah, so if anyone wants to talk to me about this, talk about liquidity pools, just give me a shout. But I think that's the end of my slide. So I'll be milling around if anyone's got any thoughts, any comments, any questions. But other than that, I'm just going to say thank you very much for having me, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you so much. Thank you. Whoops.